Hello and welcome to the Boots Blog. I'm your host, Diane Bogino, and my guest today is Dr. Shirley Garrett. And Dr. Garrett is the author of Tap Water Girl in a Bottled Watered World. She's also a CSP, a Certified Professional Speaker. She's a coach, and she's an author also. Shirley, thank you so much for being with us today.
I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this, Diane.
Me too. So tell me, what have readers told you about your book?
Well, most of all is that they identify with the stories. It's amazing to me because the readers may be a 14-year-old girl, or typically the book was written kind of for women my age, 40s, 50s, that age group, and yet I have found that readers of all ages find something in that book to identify with. And the most fascinating thing, if I may, is that men who have read the book, I hear from men all the time. It wasn't a chick book, obviously, but still, I thought it would appeal to women and women who like to hear stories and tell stories and identify with me as a female. But some of those things that go on in the book and in my life, men pick up on and just love.
Why do you think the response to the book has been so positive?
I think because it's real. It's real life. It's real life as you and I know it. And everybody has a story. Everybody listening has their own story. But there are some common themes in everybody's story. There's, when we're a kid and we just feel like we don't fit in, finding our own voice, finding out who we are and what's important to us, and owning who we are. One of my stories is about wanting to be like Nancy Malone in high school because she was so popular. And it didn't occur to me that I needed just to be who I was. And that was kind of the impetus for this book, is that discovery.
Right. The stories, it's just like reading a diary. I found it fascinating, really. So what did you leave out of this book and why?
Oh, well, my friend that went to college with me, Alan, he says he's going to write another book called The Big Spill, The Other Side of the Tap Water Girl. I didn't put all stories in because they weren't appropriate. I mean, and I have to look at a story and say, so what? Also, some of my aunts are still alive, and I don't want to reveal everything as long as they're alive. I think it's always good for us, all people, to have a few secrets that we take to the grave. In my next book, will be a little deeper. The stories will still be there, but it'll probably be some deeper reflections. This book is it's lighthearted, or light reading, but it's got some depth to it, but it's still really light reading. And so I let my readers, prior to publishing the book, I had 10 readers, and 6 of them suggested I take out a story, so I took a story out. And it'll be in the next book. It'll be appropriate for that book. Okay, but I didn't tell everything because my cousin Martha Jean wouldn't want me to tell everything.
I can't wait for that one. So what is your favorite story?
That's a good question. I think the first story I ever wrote was about the first Christmas we had with our parents after they adopted us. And I've shared that story, and it's been published in several publications, Chicken Soup for the Soul, and some other publications. And it's about the Christmas. Our parents adopted my sister and me. We were 2 and 4, 2.5 and 4. And the struggle they had with making decisions about what to get us for Christmas, and just knowing that somebody loved 2 little girls like they loved us. It makes me feel good just to talk about it. Oh my gosh, I was so lucky. And I need to say this because people say to me all the time, they say, oh, you're so courageous, you've overcome so much. I was selected out of an orphanage along with my sister, and we had nothing to do with that. I was blessed by the people who entered my life. That was the gift I got out of life.
What does it mean to be a tap water girl? What is a tap water person?
Well, it has absolutely nothing to do with water. You know that, and I know that. Maybe some of our listeners don't. But a tap water person, I got the idea when I was buying water one day because I was going to play tennis and I needed some water, and I thought, oh my gosh, where did all this bottled water come from? And I got back in the car and reflected on another story that's in the book, and I thought, I guess I'm just a tap water girl in a bottled water world. And it's not that you're one kind of person if you drink tap water and another kind if you drink bottled water, but it was that clarity. When you take the packaging off, you have a glass of water, you have a bottle of water, you take the packaging off the water, what have you got? You've got water. When we take our packaging off, who are we? And that's what that book is about.
Where does the Tap Water Girl go from here? I know you're getting another book out, but
well, I tell you what, I've been tapping around on getting a book out. One thing I'm doing, I have a blog that will probably be up about the time this appears, called Tap Water Wisdom. Simple solutions for complex everyday problems that we all have. And I'm shooting some of the videos at my home. And they're kind of daily life, so that tap water wisdom. And then I am indeed writing a second book, and it will continue along the same line as being stories and reflections. The reflections may be a little deeper.
Thank you so much for being with us today, Dr. Cheryl, as people affectionately call her. Thank you for joining us today on Boots Blog, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time on the blog, and be sure to pick up a copy of A Tap Water Girl in a Bottled Water World by Dr. Shirley Garrett. Thank you.